What are digital products and can dietitians create them? In today's video, I'm going to share what that process looks like and why the business model of digital products is the future. Maybe you're wondering, what can dietitians sell? Dietitians can sell a whole lot of things. We can sell passive income products like courses and workbooks and digital downloads, and we can also sell memberships, and we can sell coaching, and we can sell group coaching, private coaching. We can also work with affiliate marketing. There's a lot of options, but I do want to mention, of course, you need to check with your compliance, scope of practice, make sure that you have the proper insurance to protect you depending on what you're offering. So you need to do a little bit of due diligence. Luckily, we have a free guide on our website and link down below that goes over from our lawyer, and she created it about choosing your protection for where you live and what you're offering. And this only gets sticky really when you're doing one-on-one. It's a little less sticky when it comes to making decisions about legal scope if you're offering memberships and courses. But you still need to follow the process, because if you're providing MNT, medical nutrition therapy, there's a different decision tree than if you're providing a passive income product. That's another reason why I'm a huge fan of creating passive income, is because there's a little bit less of a decisions to be made when it comes to creating that product, because you don't really have to worry as much about providing MNT, because you're not providing direct consultation to a client. Instead, you're providing education. And after all, we are nutrition educators. And the more we can step into that role, the more we can help more people at accessible price points. And then as business owners, we can live the lifestyle of freedom that we desire. So this all sounds good, right? You're probably sold thinking, I want to create digital products, and your probably eyes are open about passive income because it's such a popular topic. And it's one of the most requested questions that we get here at Dietitian Boss, is learning about passive income products. But I want to mention the tools involved, because a lot of dietitians get scared about the technology involved. Now, technology is something that we can all learn. Skills around using technology are skills that we can build with time, but there will be some tools and tech involved in this process, and even more so if you're selling passive income than if you're selling something like coaching, which can require less technology, but it requires more of your time, right? So there's pros and cons for everything that you offer, but what's important is that you're aware and you're knowledgeable and you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. So as far as tools and software, you're probably familiar with electronic medical record systems like Healthy, Practice Better, Simple Practice, Jane. There's a ton of different options. Now, I've had the co-founder of Practice Bots here on our podcast, and I've done webinars with them. We're not sponsored by them, but we have worked with them in the past, and we also offer some webinars from them in our membership rebellion. But that doesn't mean that any of the other options aren't great. So you want to find which electronic medical record system works best for you if you choose to use one. Now, you don't have to use one, because using G Suite is HIPAA compatible. So you can use G Suite, which you can pay, the lower end is I believe $6 a month, and you can end up running your practice through G Suite instead of using an electronic medical record system. It actually kind of depends on what are the products and services that you're selling. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'm just explaining what's HIPAA compliant. Now, you can also use meal planning tools. There are a lot of different options out there if you choose to do that. There's a lot of software for selling digital products. There are third-party platforms like Teachable, Thinkific, and Kajabi, and that's separate from electronic medical record systems. But keep in mind that some electronic medical record systems like Practice Better do allow you to house a course inside of the EMR. So you can use Practice Better for a lot of reasons if you're doing, let's say, coaching and courses. But if you don't want to do that, and if you choose to use Thinkific or Teachable or Kajabi, that's also a viable option as well. So it kind of depends what decision you're making based on what are all the offers that you have. Now, I suggest if you're starting out and you're not starting right away with one-on-one coaching, you can absolutely use a third-party app like Teachable, which is super simple to set up, and it's free until you start getting people to pay you. And that's a great way for you to start building out digital products. Now, when it comes to organization, which is my least favorite part, to be completely transparent, there's project management tools. You can use things like Dropbox, and you can use Google Drive to save your files. But it's not just as simple as dumping your files, which is what I'm guilty of doing. It's organizing, creating folders and subfolders, color coding, and then when you have your SOPs, your processes, you're going to have to find a way to manage them and upkeep them as well. It's really important when it comes to your business maturing, because you're going to need to know where to find things, how to access them, where to update them. If you're working with people like contractors or employees, you're going to have to delegate to them. So organization is really important, but when you're starting out, keep in mind that having a simple process is normal and you can build up with time. Now, I resisted the most when it came to project management system. That's something that I held out the longest for. I had different people in my business, different staff members that would lead it for me, but I didn't have a staff member that wanted to stay long-term in the business that would be the project manager. And once I had somebody in that role helping lead our project management system, I feel like it helped our business a lot when it came to organization and when it came to who's doing what and when it came to figuring out the amount of hours and task tracking, etc., because there's a lot of moving pieces in your business, and using a project management tool, and there are free ones out there, you pay if you have multiple seats, is a really good way to do it. But if you're feeling intimidated and you're like, oh, another piece of software, I don't want to learn it, I get that. You can always start with an Excel sheet, and then you can, you can decide that you want to purchase or you want to start using other options as you graduate and mature in your business. So you don't need to start with all the tools right away. That's one of the biggest problems I see with dietitians. You can start with one tool and build with time. There's email marketing, that's your email service provider. And then there's email for your business, and that could be something like G Suite, and that would be for other purposes. So you're going to need both email for G Suite and you're going to need email for email marketing. You're also going to need communication tools like Slack if you've got a team. For clients, that's going to depend on your offer. You could use a free Facebook group. You can also use a paid option. It's going to depend on what you're offering. If you have a membership, a third-party platform, or maybe you decide you want to use a third-party platform like a Jobby, but you actually want to create the forum and the community inside of your private Facebook group. So it's just going to depend on a few factors. The moral here of your tech tools is to keep it simple and build up with time, and try not to get stressed out or overcomplicate it. You will build your skills as you start using tools, and it's actually really exciting. If you like this video and you want to learn more about a membership, what does it look like to create a membership? And what is the overall general 411 when it comes to a dietitian membership? I want you to check out this next video on screen. And if you feel like you're ready for help and you want support from our team, I want you to click the link below and apply for coaching.